All right, bet. Let's do this. All right, good people. Welcome back to another episode of Keep It Thorough Thursdays, episode 72. And this week, we're going to be talking about unleashing your inner powerhouse. I think this is a good episode. I think all our episodes are good episodes, right? We say that every single week. But I genuinely mean that. I think we both genuinely mean that. And we're going to be talking about digging a little deeper and really pulling something up out of yourself. And hopefully y'all can hear a difference in the audio, right? We didn't upgrade it and got some mics and
hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I feel kind of fancy. I ain't gonna sit there in front. I got headphones. I got a microphone. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I am a real podcaster.
Hey, 100%, right? 100%. But quality's always been an important thing for us and something that we, continue to work towards and continue to improve, and we'll continue to work on and continue to improve. And this is just one of many of those steps. But with all that said, man, it's your boy E-Double.
Yeah. What's up, good people? Cedric Lavelle here, and thank you for tuning in to Keep It Thorough Thursdays. We just give it a real behind business, health, money, and self-development. And also just break down complex conversations through engaging concepts, man. So like E just said, we're going to be talking about unleashing your inner powerhouse. Definitely a different word that you don't typically hear as it relates to something that you may possess. But I definitely feel like this is going to be an episode that's going to be highly beneficial, super insightful, very conceptual, and I think it has the potential to be transformative as well too. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
All right, cool. So let's go and kick this thing off. Getting off into the first section. So finding your secret weapon, right? A new way to do old things. So said, right? Like what is your powerhouse, your inner powerhouse, right? And what is that? What does it allow you to do, right? Like what is it? How does it benefit you?
Absolutely. So just to kind of, I guess you would say, detail it, just to add some context to it. But with your inner powerhouse, it's really just a reservoir of like power and strength that you possess, that you house within inside of yourself, that allows you to defend against different setbacks and limitations. It allows you to perform at a high level. It allows you to do things that you don't typically do as it relates to just your effort and your hard work, right? And so as I kind of like just really gathered a more or a better understanding of it, something that really came to mind when I hear powerhouse is just sports teams. You know what I'm saying? Like me being from Texas, Texas is known for powerhouse teams. You know what I'm saying? Texas is known for different different high schools and teams that are considered powerhouses. They're considered some of the best. And so as I began to really just kind of sit on that word, I started to think to myself, like, what specifically sets them apart from a lot of teams, right? Or when you start thinking about, athletic teams, your favorite sports team or your favorite sports player, it's like, what specifically is it that they do that separates them from other people, that separates them from other teams, that allows them to be, the cream of the crop, so to speak, right? And so when you think about it in that context and you kind of just break down some of the characteristics that those teams particularly have, you think about, the talent and the skill level. You think about the leadership that they may have on the team. You start to think about, the environment, the infrastructure, their surroundings. You start to think about, their fan base and what type of fans that they may have around them. And then you start to, really think about also just the tradition and the culture that they have. And so for me, as I began to think about that from a more personal standpoint, obviously as individuals, we all have leadership skills that we can potentially possess, that you can learn along the way as well. We all have certain skill sets and certain talents and strengths that we possess. We all have the ability to create an environment where we can thrive and be around like-minded people that really influence us. We have an opportunity to build winning habits and surround ourselves with winning ways with how we go about our day and what we do from a day-to-day basis. You know, we can build a support system of people that really champion us in our endeavors and stand behind us and all of those particular things which an actual team would do. But in this instance and for this context, you know, we all have that within us as well too. You know what I'm saying? We all have the ability to create this or identify this inner powerhouse within ourselves and be able to put it on display through our actions, and in return allowing us to really thrive and to really overcome different obstacles and certain limitations and become better in the process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
No,
yeah,
and that analogy is dope, right?
yeah.
Which just being transparent, I really don't like the word powerhouse, and I told said that, right? Like, I was contemplating thinking maybe we should name this, instead of powerhouse, greatness, right? Instead of unleashing your inner powerhouse, unleashing your inner greatness. But that concept that you use said with breaking down, you know, like powerhouse sports teams, right? And what separates them, and and so on and so forth. And like obviously it's like tradition, right? It's like it's like repetition. It's like having a certain formula or structure or process, whatever the case may be, that they stick to, and they've kind of figured it out, and that's why they're successful. So that was that's like a dope, what I mean, like concept that you use.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm the concept king. You feel what I'm saying? That's just what I do. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you're not the video king though, because your shit keep cutting out. But
I don't know why. I don't know what I did.
yeah, it keeps switching over to like the Elgato thing and keep coming back. But it's all good. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
Because the audio will still be straight for the podcast. But cool. Yeah.
So-
No, I agree, bro.
So three quick things that you want to know as it relates to your inner powerhouse. So one, your inner powerhouse is a hidden reservoir of power and strength you secretly possess that helps you defend against things that you hold back. Secondly, to experience your inner powerhouse, you first must cultivate self-awareness, a growth mindset, and continuous learning. And then thirdly, the transformative potential that you possess is part of your inner powerhouse and affects aspects of your personal and professional and physical life. So embodying those things that I just kind of highlighted, and really looking forward to tapping into to some of the inner workings that you may not know exist. You know what I'm saying? And being able to identify those things within yourself can certainly put you on the path and put you on discovery to moving forward and really embracing a dynamic lifestyle.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, so moving on to the next section, trusting your inner capabilities, right? So we talked about like that inner powerhouse, and really like kind of digging deep, and now we're gonna talk about trusting your inner capabilities. So I'm gonna list out 5 things that happen when you believe in the power you have, right? So tapping into that powerhouse. First on that list is increased confidence, right? By trusting in your inner powerhouse, it boosts your self-confidence. You develop a stronger self-assurance as you recognize and believe in your abilities to achieve a task. So basically just having an unwavering belief in yourself, right? When you know you're capable, when you know you have the will, you know what they say, if you have the will, you like find a way, right? Like and that's really just that's confidence, right? When you have absolutely no idea how you're gonna get something done, but you know you're gonna get it done, that's confidence, right? Now you gotta follow that confidence up with a plan, right? Don't just be a cocky, self-centered person that don't never follow through, right? So have the confidence, but you got to follow that up with a plan. But it definitely increases your confidence. Next on the list is heightened resiliency, right? So trusting in one's inner powerhouse cultivates resilience. People become better equipped to navigate challenges, setbacks, and obstacles with a resilient mindset. As to kind of build off of the first point of how it increases your confidence, it also helps your resilience because as you go through life and you experience things and you set out goals and you go through challenges, and then are able to figure it out and move past those challenges. You just grow a thicker skin, so to speak, right? Like, things aren't, or you're not as easily affected by certain things, right? Or challenges or setbacks. You look at them as like opportunities, and you look back at what you've done in the past and you use that as a tool to help you navigate through things you're going to go through in the future, right? So by building that confidence and the confidence to kind of move forward and that belief in yourself to do certain things, it also helps you heighten your resiliency. Next on that list is expanded creativity. When you trust your inner powerhouse, you tap into new abilities to elevate your creativity. In addition, you're keener to take risks because of your willingness to explore new ideas and think outside the box. And really think about it like this, right? And this is something good that I just seen on Instagram. I don't know who it was. I might have even shared it. I can't remember. But basically, this person was talking about the importance of not caring what people think, right? And how most people are afraid to try things or do certain things because they're afraid of what people will think about them, right? So one, they may just be afraid that like somebody will criticize whatever it is they're doing. Two, they may not want to do it because if they fail, they don't want people to see them as like a failure. You know what I mean? So very various different reasons why people don't do things because different reasons of how they think people may perceive them, right? And what he said, what this guy said is the reality is most people don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about you. Just to be blunt, like. And the reason for that is most people care about themselves, like especially Americans. We kind of self-centered. We worried about ourselves. So even if some people see you, have a comment, they're going to forget by tomorrow in the next few days, right? So his point was get out here and take chances, right? Like get out here and do what makes you happy. That's the only way you're really going to find out, what you're really good at and different things that really make you happy. And the reason I said all of that is when you are able to be free, right, and really express your ideas and try new things, that just naturally is going to lead you to being more creative, right? Because you're not going to care, right? Like if you have an idea, you're just going to do it, right? As opposed to worried about, what this person's going to say, what this person's going to think, and so on and so forth. And when you tap into that power, that inner powerhouse, and we talk about building confidence and building up resiliency, you're going to be more willing to take those risks, and with those risks come, creative ways of doing things, right? And new ways of doing things, like stepping outside the box and kind of opening your mind up, right? So it expands your creativity as well. The fourth thing on the list is it enhances personal growth, right? So trusting in your inner powerhouse fosters personal growth and self-development. When you become more open to learning and seeking new experiences and embracing challenges as an opportunity for growth, you can step outside of your comfort zone and push yourself to the limits, right? So personal growth, right? What is personal growth? I would define that as, just working very hard to be better today than you were yesterday, right? And what that looks like is gonna vary from person to person, just because we're all at different points in our life, right?
Yep.
But as long as you are, working to be a better person, working to hone in on your skills, sharpen your skills, learn new skills, really just kind of focusing on those things to be a better person, right? That's what I consider personal growth to be. And by doing everything that we just outlined, right, and by tapping into your inner powerhouse, you're naturally just gonna grow as a person because of the experiences and the situations you're putting yourself in and the people you meet and the things you accomplish. All of those just lead to enhancing your personal growth. And then last but not least is achieving breakthroughs and success, right? So trusting in your inner powerhouse paves the way for breakthroughs and success. And it's simple as this, right? If you never try something, you'll never know if you're gonna, one, be good at it, and two, it could be the thing for you that leads you to success, right? That leads you to wealth or whatever you define success as, right? So by tapping into your inner powerhouse and becoming more confident, becoming more resilient, tapping into your creativity and growing as a person, you're going to try things in business ventures and meet people and all these various things that can lead to opportunities for big breakthroughs and success, right? Like, I'll use me and Said's situation as an example, right? If I never would have wanted to, because the way we first worked together professionally, like on our own businesses, was with my clothing line, right? So if I would have never started a clothing line, then I never would have reached out to Said professionally, like right, because I knew he was a good writer. I never would have reached out to him, and we never would have collabed there, right? And if that never would have happened, then I wouldn't have reached out to him for other business ventures that we can, collaborated on. And if that wouldn't have happened, then this podcast never would have happened, and so on and so forth, right? But by having the confidence, right, and the willingness to learn and grow and try new things, one thing led to another, and here we are, right? So it's like you got to just take chances. You never know where to lead you, right? One thing that I can tell you is it won't lead you to a bad place, right? The upside is tremendous, and the downside there's really not a downside. You know what I mean? Because worst case scenario, you just you learn, you gather some new experiences, you become more confident, and that's the way you want to move through life, right? So what's the impact? So unlocking your inner powerhouse yields profound beliefs in all aspects of life, from increased self-confidence and heightened resilience to accelerating creativity, growth, and achievement. The impact of tapping into your inner powerhouse is life-defining and life-changing. So as simple as that, man. It's life-changing and it's life-defining. And this has nothing to do with money, right? Which success can lead to money, right? If you're money-driven and you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to start a business and doing all these things can lead to money, but it also can just lead to a more fulfilling life, right? Say you just love to help people, or you just like to do it, whatever it is you like to do. By doing all of these things, you'll lead to a more define your life and live your life on your terms, right? Which will lead to a higher quality of life, which is the point that I was trying to get to. So, did you got anything you wanted to add, Sid?
Nah, bro, I was just sitting here kind of just digesting everything that you said, because all of it was facts on top of facts on top of facts, man. And that really shows how it's attainable. You know what I'm saying? Like how anything is possible. Also, I was looking at how this video was looking, man, but it's all good, bro. We gonna make sure
you wanna know what it is, bro? I think that there's like a virtual, and you might be running the virtual one instead, because there's two options you can select on the video. I just noticed it before I came in, and you might have when I selected the virtual one, it was kind of flickering like that for me too, and then when I switched to the other one. But I'm saying the audio would be cool, and it's one video.
Man, I ain't doing no tripping as long as everybody can hear and
and the audio seems straight. The
I got text messages on the audio, so we good on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, bro. We ain't gonna do no tripping.
Oh, he said he got text messages on the audio.
yeah. So we ain't gonna do no tripping. I'm just gonna make sure my voice on point.
Hold on, man. Let me. Damn. I wish I could have hit it on the T. You know what I'm
saying? I ain't doing.
I wish I could have hit that one on the T. Hey, but that's just a little sample of what's to come, man. We ain't gonna play around with y'all too much
about that.
But cool. So moving on to the last segment, right? So stepping into dominance. 4 ways to connect to a dynamic life. I like that, dynamic life, man. I'm gonna let Sid go and hit us with the first 2, and then I'm gonna take the last two.
Yes, sir. So first thing, so engage in self-reflection and develop self-awareness. Understand your values, passions, and strengths, and identify the areas where you feel most empowered and energized. In addition, reflect on your goals and aspirations. This introspective process will help you clarify who you are, what you want, and provide a solid foundation for current and future opportunities. Now, I know that was kind of a bit much that I just said, but just basically thinking about self-reflection and self-awareness. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I recognize with what a lot of the stuff that we discuss and that we talk about, whether it be on this podcast or really if it's even amongst other people in different circles, a lot of these things have common themes. You know what I'm saying? You often hear
they really do.
Self-awareness. You often hear self-reflection. You hear accountability. You hear all these things, and you have to start really processing it differently. You know what I'm saying? We had an episode where we talked about perspective, and perspective is everything. But like, you really have to start processing some of these things that you hear a lot differently and start to ask yourself, it's like, why do I always hear about self-awareness? Or why do people always talk about self-reflection and clarifying your goals and purpose and having a mission and being intentional, all of those things, right? Because all of those things matter in the end, right? It's not just language that you hear on a day-to-day basis, right? Words have power. You know what I'm saying? Scripture says that life and death is in the power of the tongue. You know what I mean? And so the words that you say and the words that you hear and the words that you use, it can really be a defining moment that you have in your life when you really start to interpret things a little bit differently and seeing how those things can add value to your life and the direction that you're trying to move into. You know what I'm saying? So that's one, right? So the next thing is set ambitious and meaningful goals, right? So you can achieve extraordinary things when you stretch your limits, and emphasis on stretch your limits, right? So defining specific and measurable objectives that stretch your abilities and inspire you to act can create a better sense of purpose, direction, and values, right? With any amount of success that you are looking to obtain, it's going to stretch you, right? I can attest to that. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to put you in positions that you're unfamiliar with. It's going to stretch you. It's normal. It's going to happen. You can't run away from it. You can't try to avoid it. Like, to obtain anything of significance and of value, it's going to take a process of being stretched. It's going to take a process of being uncomfortable. It's going to take a process of going outside the realm of what you feel your reality is actually, what it actually is. You know what I'm saying? It's going to put you in a position where you're going to have to get exposed to different things, different people, different conversations, getting to different type of networking circles, all of those things, right? And it's going to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's not going to feel normal with what you're doing. But, as the saying goes, I didn't lost my doggone train of thought. But it's basically,
hey, you was dropping bars though.
You know what I'm saying? So but it's you can't. You can't have new things doing old things. However that saying go, it ain't registering to me right now. But you can't do the same thing and expect to get a different result. I think that's what I was trying to say.
That boy hit us with like the
remix of
George Bush quote. Yeah, no.
Nah, man. But you can't expect to get different results by doing the same thing. You can't expect
the definition of the definition of insanity.
Yeah, you're saying you can't expect to achieve success and obtain all of these things if you're hanging around the same types of people and it's leading you nowhere. Yeah. Or if you're reading the same type of books, or if you're listening to the same type of music, or if you're going to the same types of places. Like, none of that stuff helps you, right? So you really have to, get out of the habit of doing things a certain way and be able to be stretched in that process so you can set ambitious goals. And you can set meaningful goals.
You want to know what's crazy, right? So 19 Keys, which I know you know who that is.
Yeah.
He had a post, which I don't agree with 100%, but he basically said he doesn't believe in goals. He believes in habits, right? And I'm like, okay, makes sense. A goal without action is pointless. It does nothing, right? And in order to accomplish those goals, I believe you should set goals and then build the proper habits to achieve them, right? That's kind of the way I look at it. But the reason I mention that is, you talked about like insanity, right? Or the definition of such, doing the same thing over and over, and expecting a different result. And I feel like a lot of people, they have the same negative habits and continue to set new goals and wonder why they don't accomplish them. Right. And it's like, that's why, right? Because you haven't built the habits, right, to support that goal, right? To get you from A to B, right? You're doing the same thing and not really self-reflecting, as you just mentioned, and trying to find, okay, why isn't this working? And if you did see some success, why did I see that success, right? And growing from that. So no, that's great point.
But yeah, so that was the next one. Set ambitious and meaningful goals. And then, like I said on the first one, engage in self-reflection and develop self-awareness. Here it is.
Yeah, and really going into 3, I was just talking about it, growth mindset, right? And that's really just cultivating the growth mindset, is believing your abilities can be developed through continued effort and learning. One of the homies, Rich Love, he on a journey right now. I think he might have just moved to Jamaica, but he doing like a raw lifestyle, fasting and a bunch of different things, man. But he dropped a bar earlier today. He said, basically, learning while I teach, right?
Yeah.
And that's really what embracing a growth mindset is. Understanding that, being confident in knowing what you know, right? But being open to alternate perspectives and new ways of doing things, right? And hearing people out. And my thing is this: don't have a different opinion just for the sake of having a different opinion, right? If you can't articulate why you're right, if you can't articulate why you feel that way, or whatever the case is, then that's really just your pride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to let that go. If the other person is making sense and it's logical, embrace that, right? Like nobody knows everything, right? Now, like I said, know what you know. If you're a subject matter expert in something, or you did your due diligence, you got experience, you know how to do that, then know that, right? Preach that, talk in confidence about that. But if somebody brings a different perspective or a different viewpoint, at least hear them out, right? And don't listen with the intent to, try to correct them or show them you're smarter than them or whatever, but really listen to understand and see if there's something that you can gain from that. Now, if you don't agree, you can articulate why, and why the way you see it is the best way, then by all means. But to me, embracing that growth mindset is continuing to learn and be open to new ideas and concepts and ways of doing things, because nobody knows it all, right?
Absolutely.
And you have to continue to do that. Right. That's actually something that never should stop, because a growth mindset is a willingness to learn, and in order to be successful and your best self and really tap into your inner powerhouse, you need to be a lifelong learner, right? So definitely have to embrace that growth mindset. And then next on the list is take massive action. Action is essential for taking aspirations to achievements. And this is basically the point that I was just making about goals and habits, right? A goal is pointless without action behind it. You know what I mean? Like, you can write all these massive, great goals. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. I'm going to lose 20 pounds by the summer, and I'm going to make a $200,000 this year, and I'm going to buy me a Ferrari and go to Dubai on a private jet. You can say all these beautiful goals. If you ain't got no way to accomplish them, they pointless. You dreaming, right? So that action is, not only creating the goal, but then how you going to accomplish that goal and putting it into action, right? And building those habits where it becomes a lifestyle, and now you working towards those goals, and you're self-reflecting, right? and you have that awareness to pivot and make adjustments when necessary, and so on and so forth, right? So again, embrace a growth mindset and then take massive action. You want to hit us with the final thought, Sid?
Yes, sir. So final thought. So unleashing your inner powerhouse creates a clear path toward unlocking new levels of life. By embracing the idea and impact of this transformative concept, you will be well equipped to break through the barriers that try and hold you back. Moreover, believing in yourself and trusting your capabilities will create an environment where your inner powerhouse can thrive, right? And so one of the main ideas with unleashing your inner powerhouse is believing that you actually possess everything that you need to conquer and accomplish everything that you aspiring for, right? I have a saying that goes, everything you have is everything that you need, right? And with that saying and with our mantra, whatever you want to call it, is basically saying that everything that you need is right inside of you, right? Everything that you that it will take to achieve something, you have it all. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because a lot of times people get caught up into this mindset of where they believe that when somebody else is successful or when they're achieving things at a high level, they say that could never be me. Or I don't have this.
Or making excuses.
Right,
What
right.
if I had that?
Right,
or
exactly.
if I have this,
You know what I'm
then
saying?
it'll happen. Or if I had that, you know.
And as they say, man, comparison is the thief of joy, right? And you can't always sit, and this is something that I learned a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And I really had to identify with this when I was in college. And I got a good friend of mine, more like a brother to me, named Trevon. And Trevon has always been someone. He always had money from what I believe. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't pocket watching, but it's, you know what I'm saying? He always had money. My boy had 6 or 7 cars in college. Like he always ran through different cars or whatever. Super successful, man. I'm proud of my boy, man. He's doing great things in his career. But I would always look at him like, man, it seems like just everything is going right for my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like career is taking off. Has the ability to take care of certain things for himself and certain things with his family. And, you know, and I would always look at that and admire it, but it would always challenge me as well, too. It's like, okay, what more can I give and what more can I focus on as far as a career standpoint, as far as a development standpoint, where I can move in a direction where I can start seeing some wins and I can start experiencing life a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? It's that whole mindset of wanting to progress towards better. But I had to also be conscious of thinking like, no, don't make sure I'm not comparing, you know what I'm saying? And feeling like I got to have what he has, but just thinking about it
just using it as a
source of motivation. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about it in a different context. Like, no, this is motivating. Like my boy is winning. I'm proud of him. He's being successful. Let me make sure I'm stepping my game up and doing what I need to do and finding my inner powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, like I said, man, everybody has the ability to tap in to their inner powerhouse. Everybody has the skill set, the ability, the talents, the courage, all of those things that are needed. It's just a matter of doing pretty much the 4 things that we said that you should do to connect to that dynamic life, right? Like start doing the self-awareness, start doing, you know, the growth mindset, the ambitious goals, and taking massive actions. And then you can start seeing the wins and the progress that you want to see in your life for sure.
1000%, man. So, as always, man, we appreciate everybody who tuned in, who watches live, who listens to the podcast, the audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all that. The audio is about to be drastically better now.
I thought you was about to say Apple Pie, but you said
platforms.
Apple Podcast. Maybe I'm just hungry for
You
Apple
thought I was gonna
pie.
say apple pie?
I thought you about to say
You
apple
hungry,
pie.
bro?
Apple pie sounds kind of good though. I ain't from flex, you know what I'm saying? Carry on. I had some cookies earlier, not against my diet, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, go ahead, bro. My bad. You doing your outro? Go.
No, but well, I forgot what I was about to say, man. But oh yeah, so the audio on the podcast is gonna be way better now. We definitely gonna get Ced's video figured out.
My bad, man. I don't know what
for the next time.
Hopefully, it's what you said.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably what it is. But we'll get it figured out. But yeah, man, we continue to work to improve. We continuing to embrace our inner powerhouse. We continuing to continue to create new habits and form new habits for ourselves. Everything that we say to y'all, we implement and live and breathe and do ourselves. We're not perfect humans, but we work at it. And Ced's perfect 2 days out the month. Y'all know that.
2 days out the month. The other 29, I'm a work in progress.
Them 2 days out the month, he just be sleep. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'll be up, man.
But again, man, we greatly appreciate y'all, and we'll be back at y'all next week.
Absolutely.
And if you don't do nothing else,
keep it